Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. We've gotten a huge response from this week's Vortex episodes on institutionalized dissent within the church and church structures like chanceries and parishes. Many of you are at your wit's end. You get no response from your bishop's office when you write a letter or send an email. You don't even know if the staff around him lets him see your letter. You get dismissed, and that's on a good day, by liberals in the power structure when you innocently and in all good faith try to raise a concern, whether it's at the parish or chancery or university or wherever. In short, the progressive bullies who prattle on and on about charity seem woefully unable to demonstrate any to you. And you're right. Many of your suspicions about Sister Mary Crazy and her New Age nonsense in the RCIA parish classes have proven true. Or Father McLiberal with his empty preachings that really aren't all that different sounding than the Protestant minister down the street. You get the picture. We all get the picture. So, what to do? What should faithful Catholics do in the face of cultural evil and opposition that has taken root in the church? Well, a number of things. First, and for that matter last, and every step in between, you and I must always strive to be holy. Yeah, I know, Mike, I know. But really, the first call is to save your own soul first, because that is the one that you have the greatest control over. Do what needs to be done. Go to Mass, confession, adoration, rosary, spiritual reading. Without those, nothing else works. Then, with that in the process, you can now assist your neighbor. Now on to the neighbor part. You must know the faith, period. You must be conversant in it to such a degree that you can answer all of those questions, those tough moral questions about contraception, birth control, divorce, homosexuality, cohabitation, premarital sex, and on and on. And you have to be able to answer them in the greater context of the faith as a whole, not just a list of don't do this and don't do that. We have to realize that the vast majority of the faithful have been told practically nothing by liberals in charge for the past 45 years. Even the most stalwart Catholics can always know more. We've been deprived of so much by the liberal emerging church crowd with its social justice propaganda and God is love rhetoric that even good Catholics, meaning those who actually believe what the church teaches, are oftentimes still ignorant of much of the beauty of the teachings of the church. What little many do know is in the form of instruction they received many years ago and still remember. That's not good enough anymore. You must arm yourself with knowledge of the faith. No soldier can go into battle if he doesn't know the battle plan. There are enormous resources available these days for knowing the faith, probably more than any other time. At the risk of sounding self-promoting, Real Catholic TV has hundreds of hours of video materials, good, solid, authentic material available for you to delve into the faith more deeply. For example, we have 13 hours available. 13 hours, different episodes of an hour each on the beauty of the Church's teaching about the Eucharist and our Lord's real presence. And we're not alone. There are dozens of resource sites available that can help bolster and reinforce your faith. You and I have an obligation to continue learning and growing in the faith. If you're watching this Vortex right now, then you have access to all these other resources as well. It's just another click away. Does it cost time and money? Well, of course it does, but so does everything. It takes time and money to produce our materials as it does for any other website you go to, just like it does for any newspaper or magazine or book that you have to pay for, or religious conference that you choose to attend. But the cost of educating yourself in terms of both money and time is not the point. We have to understand the larger picture, the reality that Catholics have not been informed, and in some cases we've actually been lied to about the truths of the faith, and in many other circumstances we have certainly been deceived. Once you know that unfortunate truth, now the responsibility belongs to us to change it. It does no good complaining about the Protestant-type liturgy at the local parish if you can't say why it's wrong that this or that is happening. Don't waste your breath criticizing Father's near heretical homily if you can't explain to other people why it's wrong or incomplete or misses the mark. What does this mean? It means a wholesale re-educating in the faith. Why do we have 7 sacraments? Why does the Church honor Mary in the manner we do? Why is the Pope infallible? Why is deliberately missing Mass a mortal sin? And so on and so on. Why can't Protestants or bad Catholics go to Holy Communion? Why do we have to go to confession? The liberal crowd in the church has been able to push its agenda so easily and completely because they have banked on your ignorance and lack of sophisticated understanding when it comes to what they say. And let's face it, for the most part, on the surface, what they say sounds reasonable enough. Let's fight poverty. Well, who's in favor of poverty? Of course you want to fight poverty. And if you oppose their hidden agenda without being able to successfully make the point that what lies behind their agenda is actually rotten to the core, then they make you sound like some sort of meanie or ogre. If you oppose their changes to the Mass without being able to clearly make the point why those changes are in opposition to the theology of the Mass, then you're portrayed as some Latin Mass loony or someone hopelessly out of touch. And so it goes. The source of so much frustration on the part of so many in the church today is a lack of ability to articulate why the left is wrong. If we let that continue, then it's no longer their fault that the church is in the ruinous state it's in. It becomes our fault. So what's the answer to what can I do? It's this. Make a pledge right now to dedicate 30 minutes a day to studying and learning the faith on top of whatever else you already do in the realm of prayer. If you want to avail yourself of our materials, that's wonderful. That's why we produce them. If you prefer another method, that's wonderful too. Just do something and never let up. At the end of a few days, or a few weeks, a few months, you will be a better Catholic because you will know more. And if your intention is the salvation of souls, you will be a better Catholic because you will have opened yourself up in a greater manner to our Lord, using you for that end. Now, this is not the only method you can employ to help turn things around in the church, but it is a very good start. It's taken many decades to get where we are, and it's going to take a very long time to fix things. But start, and start now. God bless you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.